people seriously, particularly people who rely on irony. It's all ironic, bro. Well, what isn't ironic at some point? Your declaration of, caring about demographics or being a quasi-racialist, is that actually irony? Is the Holocaust revisionist cookie, what is it? Cookie Monster? Oh, that was ironic, or was that actually you being serious? It's just I cannot take people seriously who do this kind of thing where,
This is playing out just like that scene in Joker. It's been playing out just like that. So you're telling me you think that killing those 3 young men was funny? I do. And I'm tired of pretending it's not. Comedy is subjective, Murray. Isn't that what they say? Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I mean, look. The irony thing is so critical. I don't know if I've ever explained this, and I don't know if I should even, but irony and post-irony is so critical for a variety of reasons. Number one, because my generation is completely nihilistic. I mean, that is really the backdrop of what we're talking about. All of it is contextual. Nobody gets that. Everything is contextual, okay? We're not doing this in some free-form vacuum where whatever. You know what I'm saying? Our generation, my generation in particular, is coming up where everything has been destroyed. I mean, we are living in the ruins of everything earnest, everything sincere, everything that actually had meaning, religion, ideology, nationalism, all of that. It's all gone. Even the family. We have nothing, okay? I came up in school, and it's like literally like a dystopian, like liberal Fukuyama wasteland where it's about holding hands and the diversification of America and all, lab coat, feminist, all this shit. And so that being the backdrop of my generation, being ironic is sort of the language of this nihilistic era. I think, at least. Talking in a post-ironic, ironic way is very much symptomatic of that condition. Earnestness, sincerity, this sort of true belief, that doesn't exist for this generation. So I think irony is actually very important for communicating with young people. I think other young people understand that, everything. We're sort of living in a cultural wasteland, too, of media, mass media, popular culture. All of that is conducive to the kind of meme, ironic, humor language that we use. It's why I'm such an effective communicator. Why do you think it is that young people watch my show as opposed to, watching Fox News or even things like Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder? It's because I'm speaking the language of other Zoomers. If you're a young person online, whether it's the image boards or forums or even things like Reddit or Twitter, I mean, this is the language of our generation. So it's very much a communication thing. But beyond that, irony is so important for giving a lot of cover and plausible deniability for our views. That's what these people don't understand. This guy's literally 40 fucking years old. That's why he doesn't get it. He thinks that we're going to win if we just give an earnest speech about, Richard Spencer's the kind of person where if a journalist came up to him and asked him if he's a fascist, he would give some extremely academic, convoluted 20-minute answer, which was like a roundabout way of saying yes. He's the kind of person where when he talks about child pornography, he's going to say that, well, it can be useful to treat child rapists because he's a retard, earnestness, the sort of academic filibustering, obfuscating. This is not effective political communication, and especially not when you're a dissident, and especially not for young people. What is required is somebody who is tactical with their language. Tactical, okay? Use irony because, when it comes to something like Holocaust revision, I mean, this is a subject that you cannot deviate from the popular consensus on. But you also can't, I also think you really can't tell the truth if you adhere to that. So it's sort of like getting in the middle. It's being provocative. I can't explain this in a very explicit way. You're going to have to just sort of get what I'm saying here. When it comes to a lot of these issues, you need a little bit of maneuverability that irony gives you. Oh, well, You know, what does that mean? Well, I was being ironic. Well, I was joking. Well, it's whatever. Well, you don't understand the tone. Well, you don't understand humor. And that's true. And it is true to a great extent. You know, if you sat me down, with a fucking lie detector and asked me to go through all my views completely earnestly and sincerely, I'd probably come across a lot more moderate than you would imagine. But irony is a very important linguistic and rhetorical weapon so that we can be subversive. And that is what they don't understand. We are dissidents. And as dissidents, they want to crush our ideas, our modes of communication, our organizing, our networking. That is why we must subvert those rules. We must be tactical. I use sardonic humor to convey a point subversively. I have never, I do actually, literally on my show say, just kidding, that's a joke, whatever. But the point is made, but the point is delivered. It's all a joke, brah.